Darlings and Darklings, welcome back to the Simply Witchery YouTube channel. My name is Lethe, and today I am bringing you the divine alignment for April. I am doing something different. I feel called to change up how I do the divine alignments. Before they've been sort of tarot scopes, and now, especially in this time, in this thing we are going through as a collective, I feel it's really important to read for the collective and not for like individual groups or signs or whatever. So I felt called to pick 5 decks, 3 Oracle and 2 Tarot. The Oracle cards I've already pulled because that's what I felt called to do, but I am using the Angelarium Oracle of Emanations, the Field Guide to Garden Dragons, and the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And then for our tarot decks, I am using the Star Spinner Tarot and the Lightseers Tarot. So this is going to be a reading for the collective that will apply whenever you find this video. However, I am probably going to be speaking about and to what is going on in the world right now. But if you find this later, feel free to take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I have already set space and invited my gods and guides to be present. And I take this minute to also invite your guides, gods, and spirits, if you have them, to be present in this space with us as we do this reading. So let's get started with all that said. So I'm going to start with the Oracle cards that I've already pulled. From the Angelarium Oracle of Emanations, I pulled Yesed, which I hope I'm saying that right. I've never been sure. But this is the first sphere in the Kabbalah, Tree of Life, if you're familiar with that. And it's the root, the connection, that which connects the physical world to everything else in the many layers of reality. And it's all about connection and rooting and being grounded, but also in the spiritual realm, and being a part of the physical, and to be able to affect the physical without being totally in it and confined by it. So for this, for us, I'm just getting, you gotta get rooted, grounded, connected in this time of chaos and scarcity and fear, and understandable fear. I'm definitely getting that from spirit. Like, you're totally allowed to be afraid. If you're scared right now, that is a totally valid feeling to be feeling, and you shouldn't beat yourself up or punish yourself for feeling the way you feel. But we don't want to give into that fear. We don't want to let the fear get in the driver's seat. Feel the fear, but don't let it control you. Get rooted, get grounded, do whatever it is you need to do to feel secure and safe and in your body, and let the truth guide you instead of the fear. Let the reality of the situation be your guide instead of the fear of what might happen or what is to come or what is or is not happening. Let reality guide you. And that's what I'm getting from that. And then from the Field Guide to Garden Dragons, I drew the Zucchini Dragon. His keyword is diversify. And I did read the passage in the guidebook. I don't feel called right now to read it in its entirety to you. I thought I might, which is why I'm mentioning it. But for this, like, this is all about expanding your gifts, learning new things, realizing you're capable of new things, and using that diversity of talents that is within you to uplift the people around you and the community around you, which is also really, really important to do in this time for all of us. What we're experiencing right now with the coronavirus is, I think, making a lot of us realize that, like, it's not about us, it's about the we. We aren't as separated as we would like to think, or that we think we are. Our community and the city we live in, the neighborhood we live in, the state we live in, the country we live in, the continent we live on, it's all connected ultimately. We are a collective of individuals. We are not just individuals, and we need to start acting like it. So use your talents, use your gifts to uplift people, to help them in whatever way you're able to, and accept help in return, because all our gifts are different. You may be able to, create content that helps people feel better, and other people may be able to create content that informs people. So just because you're helping others doesn't mean that you don't accept help for yourself. It goes both ways. We're a community and we're all supporting each other, and it is not on you to support everyone else and have no support in return. That's really heavy on me right now. I think a lot of people who are in this community, we're good at helping other people. We're healers, we're light workers, whatever label you want to call. We like to help people, we like to do our best for people, and we like to use our gifts for people. That's not a new experience for most of us, but accepting help in return maybe is new. And we need to have an open heart and an open mind, and as we give out, we need to also receive. Yeah. Let's see. Do you have anything else for me, little guy? No, I don't think so. So we will move on to the Queen of the Moon Oracle, and I pulled the Lunar God, the masculine, from this deck, and this is for me just about taking initiative and for creating change, for protecting the people who can't protect themselves. You had best be in self-isolation right now. Stay home. Do what's best for everyone, not just what's best for you, because right now quarantine is what's best for you, even if you don't think it is. Sorry, I'm getting spicy. But we need to take control of our own destinies. We need to take control of our lives and our countries and our cities and our states and whatever kind of governments are in the place we live. And we need to create new things. The old needs to fall away and new needs to come in. This is a tipping point, and it's up to us to make things happen. So make things happen, protect people who can't protect themselves, and take initiative to create change. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. And for me, and I think for Spirit, that is the worst outcome of all of this. Not to minimize the impact of all the people who have died and who may pass from this virus in the future. That is huge. That is unfortunate, and we need to do what we can to prevent something like this from happening again. We need to protect ourselves and others by taking control. Yeah, I think that's what I'm getting from that. So those are the 3 oracle cards. I haven't pulled any tarot cards, so I'm going to now. I have no idea how many I'm going to pull, but we will see. So I'm going to start with, which one of you am I going to start with? feel like they're arguing. Which deck should I start with? I think Lightseers. Let's start with the Lightseers Tarot, and we will move to the Star Spinner shortly. Let's see. What message do you have for the collective for the month of April? Ooh, 2020 and beyond. What message do you have for the collective for April 2020 and beyond? I feel like I need just one more from you. Alright, let's see. Let's see what we've got here. Alright, so 6 cards came out from the Lightseers Tarot. And I think I'm going to start with the 3 majors that came and then read the 3 minors. I feel like you 3 have a pretty unified message for us. So I pulled Strength, Death, Infinite Rebirth, and Justice. I pulled the 8 of Wands. Whoop, there we go. The Page of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands. So, like I said, I'm going to start with these 3 majors because I feel like they have a unified message and the minors have individual ones. So, like, creating new things, new governments, new systems of government, it takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of allowing things to pass away and to die, so that newness can come in. It takes kind of I'm seeing like a sloughing off of like when a snake sheds its skin. That's like the image I'm getting. Like that's what the collective needs to go through right now. We need to cast off the old and welcome in the new, and that can be scary and difficult, and it will require a lot from us, a lot of action, a lot of intentional work in our physical world that we may not be used to doing, but we have to really pay attention. I'm hearing pay attention, like you need to pay attention to what's happening in the world around you, because it affects you, it affects all of us, and if we don't pay attention, the people that do pay attention, the people in power, continue to stay in power because they're the ones paying attention to what's happening. They're the ones, getting out and voting because they know that that's important, and that's what keeps them in power, and they, try to stop us from having our power. And we need to seize the power we do have and take more of it back. Is really what I'm getting from those, by letting go of or straight up killing off the old systems. So with that in mind, I feel like these 3 cards are like how we do that without like destroying ourselves in the process. So I'm going to start with the 4 of Wands. As you do this work, remember to celebrate the little victories, because the little victories add up. Even if it seems small, it matters. The small things you do will always matter, and they should be honored and celebrated as important work, even if it seems small or that it will have little impact. Whatever you do, whatever work you do has an impact. And that's what matters. It's not the size of it. It's that you make an impact, whatever that looks like for you. So celebrate your ability to make an impact, regardless of your perceived, size of that impact. And then with the Page of Pentacles, I really feel like this is saying it's important to be balanced in your work and your rest. Like, you really, if you burn out, you're no good to anyone. So as much as we prioritize the work, we also, on the flip side of that coin, need to prioritize rest and recuperation as well, because we can't do all the time. We would like to be able to do that. That would be great if that were reality, but you can't be doing and taking action at all times. There has to be times of quiet rest and recuperation. And so the Page of Pentacles really encourages you to find that balance between action and rest. Do what you can. Don't do what you think you should. Like, I'm getting, like, doing what you can is enough, because not all of us can do the same amount of things, but doing everything you can to make the world a better place is enough. So don't belittle yourself. I'm really feeling like these cards really want you to, like, value your personal impact and to recognize that your personal impact is an impact, and to not compare your impact to the impact of another person, because other people are other people, and we can never compare each other because we're all different and individual. And so our individual impact matters to the collective, because there's no one who can make the same impact as you. The size of it doesn't matter to the universe or in the grand scheme of things. Just make an impact. Make the changes you want to see in the world as best as you can. And that is great work, it's valuable work, and it's enough. Okay, and then the Eight of Wands, I'm feeling this is really community-based. These two are more about celebrating the individual and caring for the individual, but it can be really hard to take care of yourself without having a community of like-minded people around you. So gather people who believe in what you do, bring them close to you, and really share the work is what I'm hearing. Like, you really need to draw close and to others, because we can't do this alone. Our individual impact matters, but it's the grouping together of the impact that really makes the difference. So nurture your community, nurture the sphere of influence that you have, nurture the collective as much as you nurture yourself, and allow the collective to nurture you as well. Because ideally, when we have a community and a collective, when we need to rest, someone else can step up and do the work in our place. That's the value of partnership and community, is when someone needs to rest, someone else steps up. And so find that community where you have that kind of support from others, and you're all working toward the same goal and doing what you can for each other and with each other to accomplish change and your goal. So that was Light Years. So we're going to do the Star Spinner now. We'll see what comes out for this one. What message do you have for the collective in April 2020 and beyond? Ooh. What message do you have for the collective April 2020 and beyond? Oop. There's too many. that message. Whoop, okay, that feels like enough. All right, let me organize my cards here. So we got a few from the Star Spinner. I'm going to move my lights here cards. Hang on, I am too disorganized. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, so I ended up with 9 cards from the Star Spinner. I pulled the 6 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, there it is, the 7 of Wands, the Page of Coins, the 4 of Coins, the Ace of Coins, lots of coins here, the King of Swords, the 10 of Coins, and the Hierophant. So, first of all, I want to recognize that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these 9 cards are coins. So I'm just going to speak to all that earth energy here, this like grounding, centering kind of peace that we can find even in the most turbulent of times. I'm really getting the sense that we need a lot of earth energy right now. We need to ground ourselves, which many of these cards that I've already pulled have said, but this is a really significant, to me, presence of earth energy. And I'm hearing that like that earth energy that we need to ground and root ourselves in this time of unease and chaos. I'm just going to say it like it is within us. We have it. We have the tools. We just need to call upon it, bring it up, bring it forth, and be conscious of it. Sorry, my eye is itchy. Anyway, so I feel like these cards came in 3s, and so I'm going to look at the 3s in the order that I feel called to. So we're going to start with the 6 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, and the 7 of Coins. So these 3 cards have a message for us. And 5, 6, 7, a sequence of numbers. 5s, especially in Wands, are about conflict. We're experiencing a lot of conflict and a lot of difficulty right now. But I find that in those times of chaos, we really... What am I finding in these 3? Like for me, the 6 of Wands in this particular deck, we've got this tower in the back, which is reminiscent of the Tower card in this deck. But the Tower is whole in this, and I really feel the upward movement of these wands, like, and the person in this card is like content and at peace and is moved past this Tower moment. And I think it's really important for us to remember that like this is not forever. We're going to survive and move on, and things will change again. We will return to peace, and this conflict is not forever. I'm hearing like hold on, in those times when you feel hopeless, and like this is gonna be how it is from now on. Remember that like this too shall pass, and we will return to some sort of normalcy. Hopefully things will change so that nothing like this happens again, but this is not forever. And we will return to balance and to peace at some point. And we just need to hold on and remember that there is always hope. As long as there are people in the world, there is hope for humanity and hope for change and hope for the future. And all is not lost. So from our next trio, I have the Page of Coins, the Four of Coins, and the Ace of Coins. And from this, I really feel like I need to speak to each card individually for these three. So we're going to start with the Ace of Coins. This is, I always think of the aces as the seed of whatever energy that the suit represents. So for the seed of coins, pentacles, this is the seed of earth itself, of earth energy. And I just heard plant the seed. So plant the seed of prosperity and hope and happiness and abundance, especially in the physical world, in your heart, and nurture that seed in this difficult time. You don't have to do anything. Like, this is not like go out and like start a business right now. This is like plant hope and love in your heart and let it grow and multiply. And let that be your abundance, and let that be enough for you. Let that fuel you and bring you peace and hope and happiness, even in this dark and difficult time. And then the Four of Pentacles kind of speaks to that too, because the Four of Pentacles always makes me think of fear and holding on to things because we're afraid. So we've kind of been asked to nurture the collective in this time. We've been asked to take care of each other, and it can be really difficult because we in our capitalist society, we've had to fight and claw and destroy each other to get scraps, basically, is what I'm hearing. So don't be afraid to give what you have an abundance of, and to receive a piece of someone else's abundance in return. Like, give away what you have a lot of, be that a physical item or a spiritual one. Share your strength, share your abundance, share the things you have a lot of in your life, and take care of other people. And don't be afraid that you're not going to have enough because you're giving to other people. When you give, you will receive in return. So give things away as much as you can in this time, and don't let fear stop you or limit what you give, is what I'm getting from that one. And then the Page of Coins, this is a lot. I keep like losing my breath because it's a lot. So I keep taking deep breaths, but anyway, not important right now. So the Page of Coins in this trio, pages for me are about youthful innocence and maintaining innocence even as you gain experience. And with the earth, the experience that we gain in the Knight, King, and Queen, as you go up through the suit, you start here and you have this like lust for life and this great ability to share and to be excited about sharing and to receive and to be happy to receive and thankful and grateful. And then in the Knight, we kind of gain experience, and then it comes full circle in the Queen and King. I feel like the Knight is called to travel into action, to gain experience, to grow into the King and Queen of a suit. But the Page is where all of that starts. The Page is the foundation. The Page is this like, and in coins specifically, it's this joyful, like this joy of giving and receiving in community. Because this also, I feel like this is really like bringing in how Osut grows, because this is the card after the 10 of coins, which is about abundance and family and sharing your abundance with your family, which is the people around you, the community around you. It doesn't have to be blood. It can be your found family, your friends, the people that just live next door, people that live across the street. Those people can be your family. And the page gets excited about sharing their abundance with their family, and their family is the whole world. So it reminds you to like remember that we are all family. We're all a part of each other, and we need to, with joy in our hearts, happily share what we have with one another. So that is that trio. And let's see. Our final trio is the King of Swords, the 10 of Coins, which I was just talking about, and the Hierophant. And I feel like these ones have a unified message. Like obviously in the 10 of Coins, I was just talking about this. This is the abundance and sharing. Like this deck really, these cards really want you to share what you have, and to do it with a happy, open heart, and to joyfully share your abundance with people, and to joyfully accept help in return. It's not just I'm giving and giving and giving and giving and giving until I have nothing. I'm giving and receiving and giving and receiving and giving and receiving. Maybe not from the people I give to, but in some capacity, community cares for me as I care for community. And the Hierophant like also speaks to that, and the King of Swords does as well. These two cards are about our structures, and our community structures really need to, I think, be built at this point from like the ground up. I know there's so much community, and those communities need to figure out how to take care of each other through structure, and like these need to be permanent structures, not just structures in time of crisis. Sorry, my candle is screaming right now. I don't know if you can hear that. It's got a lot to say, this one. It's a blessings candle, and it's kind of bubbling, which, bountiful blessings from community, and my blessing candle is singing right now. So take that as you will. Anyway, sorry. As I was saying, our community structures that are being built in this space of chaos and difficulty and struggle need to stay. We should always be helping each other and sharing what we have, not just in times of crisis. This needs to become a practice in our community, and it needs to be what we do all the time. We should always be looking out for our neighbors and checking in on them and doing what we can for each other. We should always be caring for the most vulnerable in our community. We should always be respectful of the needs of people that are different from us. It's just what we should always be doing in and out of crisis. And so I feel like that's what this trio is calling us to. So that was a lot. That was a big one. I kind of like how this setup is. I might keep it for further future divine alignment. So if this reading resonated with you, give this video a thumbs up, comment down below and let me know. Subscribe if you want to see more readings like this in the future from me. And I will see you next time. Bye.